I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm really bad at this.
Oh, can I have a water?
Yeah.
Thank you. Gotta stay hydrated. Everything that I know about cakes just went out the door.
Slap me.
I'm not gonna slap you. You're doing the intro, I slap you while you're doing it.
Welcome back to not my home kitchen, but a kitchen nonetheless.
Very secret location.
A secret location that I'm not allowed to talk about. So today,
Ooh.
I wanted to do a video today where I myself am not, I don't want to say like I'm not a pastry chef. I'm not though. I'm not a pastry chef. I don't claim to be, but I have worked in pastry before. I don't do like this kind of pastry. I did like breakfast pastry kind of shit, so like scones, muffins, and cookies. This is a realm that I'm not comfortable with, but my special guest over here is very comfortable with it. So welcome to the channel, Emerson Pratt.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here in this, again, very secret location.
I invited my friend here. We're gonna be decorating 2 cakes together. They're gonna be the exact same style, but it's gonna be 2 different outcomes because I'm not a professional pastry chef. You are a professional pastry chef. We're just gonna see what happens. We have a reference photo, which I'll put up somewhere. And we're basically gonna go off of that image. So we're gonna see how it goes. I've asked my guests not to give me any direction or any tips because I kind of wanna feel, I don't know, I kind of wanna feel like inspired. I kind of feel like I'm doing it on my own. Like it's me and this cake.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think that it's very important to say that we will make the cakes look as close as possible to this image. But I don't have the piping tips that they have. You know, I don't have the exact food dye that they use. So it's going to look very similar, but it's not going to be identical. And we're also not candying cherries. We'll probably add some sparkle, maybe a little sprinkle or something. It's just a reference photo, and it's going to a very lucky winner.
Yeah, so we actually put this on Instagram as like a poll. I think by the time this video comes out, we'll have already announced who the winner is. The person who wins the cake, congratulations. You got it.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Hope you enjoy. The person who gets my cake,
it'll taste good.
it'll be fucking delicious.
No,
Actually,
it's gonna be beautiful.
thank you so much for baking these off. She baked these off camera. They already have a crumb coat on them. I don't know what the fuck a crumb coat means, but you can explain
A
that.
crumb coat is where you take the layers of the cake and then you're putting your first coat of frosting, buttercream, whatever you'd like to call it. You just want to make sure that exterior crumbs from the cake is not going to get into that final layer of buttercream that you'll be placing. So you just want to refrigerate it. These have been in the fridge for probably like an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Okay.
Which is excessive.
Okay.
But we're good to go, we're solid, and then you'll get that really nice, clean buttercream look on the outside without getting any of these little tiny pieces of cake that you see on the exterior of your cake. It just kind of helps fill the holes, you know. Think of it as like a primer when you paint a wall, something like that.
Right now this has the texture of my skin. And after we do this, it's gonna have the texture of a beautiful face that's been blessed by an esthetician.
Barbie!
Ooh. Ooh, that's honestly kind of the, like, I think the theme that we went with was like Barbie, hearts, pink, blushy. Like, I'm really actually excited to try to achieve that. Let's just dive the fuck in.
Let's do this.
Okay. Pull up the reference photo.
Okay.
Do you go first or do I go first?
I feel like we just do whatever feels.
Yeah, I feel like,
whatever.
we're just gonna do whatever feels right. And I feel like I'm just gonna kind of watch as you do.
You're not supposed to.
I'm not supposed to, but like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna do what you're gonna do.
Okay.
So you and I actually worked together in pastry. You were my boss at a bakery that we both worked at.
Which is also a secret location.
Which, yeah, I'm not gonna say like other businesses' names because I don't want to, like, you know, I don't know, I don't have their permission and I just don't want to do it.
Also,
But,
and like unless they pay you.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you and I worked together in pastry before.
We did.
And I don't know, I feel like it was a good time.
We had so much fun.
Like, you know, it was kind of a stressful job, not gonna lie, but we made it work.
Yeah, for anyone who says like, oh, I just need to, you know, bake and do shit like that. Am I allowed to cuss?
100%. Please
Okay.
cuss. Yes, 100%.
I just need to like bake or like be around food in order to like relax. You're a fucking liar. You're a liar, because nothing about this job is peaceful or anything like that. Doesn't mean I don't love my job. I do. It's
No, you
probably
do.
like,
Well, you're good at it.
thank you. I feel like it's pretty surreal for me, like every single day, that like this is what I do
Yeah.
for a living. I'm very grateful. I'm very fortunate, but in no way is this like the easy way out, or am I like, wow, I'm just, powdered sugar and sprinkles and cake, and I eat so much and I'm so thin. Like it's not like that.
No, there's no, I mean, everything looks glamorous from the outside, but then when you're actually doing it, it's not as glamorous as it actually seems.
And social media, I mean, obviously, like it
Yes.
portrays everything in rose-colored glasses,
Yeah.
but it's the same for this industry. And all those fucking chef shows.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, but you and I, when we worked together, we were actually doing breakfast pastry. You don't do that. Like, that's not your go-to.
Oh no, that was not my specialty at all. I think that it's like, I was trained doing pastry in a restaurant, so like I have the basics, and I'm a big fan. Just give me a hat that says like big fan of math and science. So I think that that's probably why I really enjoy my job.
Yeah.
That was my first time doing breakfast pastries at that scale, or like being in charge of that menu and whatnot. But I didn't do it alone, like obviously like I had you like down the line, but like in the beginning, like very dear friend of mine that also helped me, and I've learned so much from him, and I continue to learn from him to this day. He's just an incredible chef, business owner, person. Paul Brown.
Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, we love Paul. Honestly, I still, in my line of work now, I still have the opportunity to work with him, and he's like such a huge asset. Like, truly like one of my greatest mentors, and I don't want him to fucking get a big ass head over this. But, I definitely go to him with like a lot of questions about business or inspirations about certain things. So a lot of love, a lot of respect for our dear friend Paul. We're talking like he's fucking dead, and he should be.
Honestly, at this age, at the ripe age that he is.
Yeah, he should be dead by now.
I'm surprised that he's not.
So you and I kind of did this, but you have always done your business, which your business I have not yet mentioned is called Pastry Boy.
Yes.
Linking in the description all of the information to find her on Instagram, to get her ordering system, to see her list of flavors and options. You do everything though. You do weddings, birthdays, quinceañeras. I mean, you'll do it all.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite sort
Sorry,
of?
that was
Yeah.
that's such a Courtney response.
Yeah.
I do like first communions and like gender reveals, like burnouts or bows.
Yeah, do whatever, as long as the check cashes, you'll do it.
It's very special to me that I am at this point in my life and this point in my business where people trust me with big events like that, whether it's your wedding or a birthday, or like I said, gender reveals, first communion, stuff like that. When you're younger, or especially like now when you're creating memories like with your friends and your family, it's like those photos are in an album forever. And like the fact that I'm a part of, some people that I haven't even met before, this is the first time I've ever, it's just really an honor to be a part of that day, or the fact that my skill set is trusted at that level to be a part of their day is just really huge. And so I'm just very grateful. And like I said, every single day I'm like, really? This guy? You want me to make your wedding cake? But then on social media, I'm like, book Pastry Boy. I feel like Pastry Boy is kind of like my alter ego a little bit.
Yeah.
Where it kind of gives me that confidence to be like, you know what? I can do that. I will make your 3-tier wedding cake, and it'll be beautiful.
Yeah.
And it'll be gluten-free.
Oh yeah, also she does cater to a lot of allergens, all allergens. So, if you have allergies and you want a beautiful cake for one of your events, it can totally be catered to 100%.
I didn't go to school, so it's like school of hard knocks. And I'm very grateful for the people that had patience with me. Thinking about my first pastry job and where I am now is huge. And I just want to I want to apologize to the people that, trained me, because I had nights that would end at 2 a.m. because I just couldn't get something right. You know? So it's you have to fail before you succeed. And I learned so much from the people that trained me, and I got, the honor and privilege with working up Valley and put me to where I am now. But who taught me that is actually a very dear friend to this day, His name is Brad, and he's the chef de cuisine. My dear friend Brad, who is actually the chef at Red Rochester in New York, he taught me that. You know, obviously, you start something new, it's scary. So whenever I would make stuff, I'd be like, oh, I can't do that, or I can't do that. And he's the one who taught me, like, if you cook like you're afraid of what you're making, it's not going to turn out right.
Yeah.
So that's who I learned that from, and I think about that every single time I make something.
One of the things that I remember working with you was like, I would always come up to you and I'd always be like, hey, I see that this recipe is this way. I've executed it. It's ready to get baked off. And I would go in to go bake it. And I'd say, oh, I didn't see in your reference notes any time frame for the bake. And your response always was, oh, it's done when it's done.
Hey.
And it just was so fucking funny and frustrating all at the same time, because it's like, okay, well, what does that even mean? And it wasn't until later that it was a sort of a training method of like, time is not always going to be consistent. Knowing the texture of something and where it's at in its process is better for making sure that it's correct than going off of a time frame. Yeah. So yours looks like a heart. Mine looks like a blob. I've lost my heart shape. It's in there.
We still got time.
Yeah, it's in there. I think I'm like taking off too much layers and revealing my crumb coat again.
That's okay.
That's okay. It's gonna work out. We've given the cakes their first layer of frosting. We've transferred them into the fridge. They're now solidifying so we can come back and like decorate them. So you've been operating your business for a while. How many years now?
3 years.
3 years. What was the inspiration behind the name? Because I feel like it's got to confuse people. Like, people probably think you're a boy when they like initially follow you. If they don't know who you are in person, they're probably just like confused. Like, what? Like, so what? Like, why? Like, why Pastry Boy?
It's kind of like I made the best out of like a hee hee ha ha. It was just a nickname that I got when I was working at Valley at this restaurant. I wore very baggy chef pants, and I wore a very baggy little button-up chef coat.
Yep.
And I had my hair slicked back, and I wore no makeup, and everyone made jokes that I looked like a little boy. And so...
So you just thought, like, years later that you were like, you know what, I'm going to open a business and just call myself Pastry Boy.
I feel like because that's where I started, that, like, I love making fun of myself, so I started there, and it made me who I am today, so, like, why not keep it a part of my journey?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I don't know, and it just also kind of plays into the fact that, you know, majority of careers are male-dominant fields.
Yeah.
And especially, I mean, in cooking as well. So I think that Pastry Boy kind of plays on the fact that, like, regardless of my gender, it's more so that my talent will show through.
Shine bright, Talentiani.
Oh my God, is that Italian?
Yeah. So, okay, we've left them in there for a while, so we should probably pull them out and like start this. I'm excited. So we talked about the pastry tips here in front of me. I don't know what each one of these do, so I'm just gonna pick one that I think is gonna give me the outcome closest to the cake reference, and we're just gonna get going.
We're just gonna vibe.
We're just gonna cut a vibe. Yeah. I guess this shitty one's yours. It looks already blobby, and I don't want to like have it blob even more.
I'm sorry, what did you call me?
Blobby. Okay.
What tips did you choose?
Oh, I need to put the tip first.
Tip or tips?
I know a little bit. I think this is the one that I want to use.
I think that you don't have enough confidence in yourself.
I do.
So I think you need to stop doubting.
You're like, I don't think you have enough confidence, and then I do something, and you're like, that wasn't it.
I'm like, actually, wait, that wasn't right.
That wasn't the correct approach.
I mean, the tips that I have aren't going to be identical to this one.
No, that's kind of what I figured. We're just like loosely going for it. Loosey-goosey. So I'm going to go in first, I think with the lighter frosting, because it looks like the lighter frosting is the one that goes on the bottom portion first. And then I'll do another bag. Should I do the same size? Like, should it be like one fat and then one thin for the base one? I think so. I feel like that might be fun.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it doesn't have to look identical to the photo. We're just using it for inspiration. So if you want to use different sizes for your piping tips, like, go for it.
I will say, I kind of want to do like a little tester. Oh my God, this is going to be so bad. I don't think this is the one I want to use anymore. Okay. No, maybe that is the one.
It doesn't have to be identical. Like I said, I don't have the same piping tips that they used, so it's whatever you feel is beautiful.
Okay.
It should feel good while you're doing it. Like, you should feel inspired. Like, feel inspired by the photo.
We're gonna see how it goes.
Yeah. what you want to do.
So do you have like any like really scary like flop stories?
No.
Like during your experience doing like cake decorating? Like have you ever had like something just go terribly, terribly wrong?
No, but like this might be a surprise. Like I'm perfect. I'm kidding. Yeah, I think like in the beginning, like when I didn't know, as much as I know now, my buttercream was too warm, or I had like cakes that just wouldn't setting or standing correctly and they would collapse on itself.
Yeah.
So just kind of stuff like that. But I've actually never dropped a cake. And it's funny because this is like the second time in like less than a week that I've said that now.
Yeah.
So watch me drop a cake tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna knock on wood, but I've never dropped a cake.
We're both so focused right now that none of us are even speaking to each other. Also, I gotta love the difference in like my posture compared to yours. Like I'm fully Gollum in Lord of the Rings.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
And you're just like upright. And I'm
I?
just like, yeah.
I don't really know what I look like when I do stuff like this.
Until you see the video emerge and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and I don't really remember, so this is gonna be good for me. It'll be good for my morale. I'll just be like, oh, that's what
Oh my God, stop.
I'll see it and I'll be like, jump scare, like, fuck. It's like, this is tough.
Why is the nun from the movie decorating a cake? So where do you like see the future of Pastry Boy going?
I would love Pastry Boy to just like blow up. I think that a lot of that falls on me because I'm not as active on social media. Yeah. I think that I would love to have a brick and mortar someday. That's definitely a dream for me. Being my own boss is great. I would love to, I don't know, just make it as big as possible. It'd be great to work with other people because as of right now, like I do everything.
Yeah.
I'm doing the emails, I'm doing the social media, which I'm not.
Yeah, you're your own food photographer, your food stylist, your social media rep, you're doing all the, it's a lot of work.
And I would love to work with like professionals that like do that, you know? It's not saying that you need to be a professional in order to do those things, but
it doesn't
like,
hurt.
Yeah, just like the way that I do this for a living, it'd be great to like have someone who specializes in that, like also have a part in my business in order to make it grow, because I believe that like you're not gonna, you always need help. You'll get places, by yourself, but it takes an army, it takes a village.
Yeah.
So, and I think that working with other talented people would be really cool. So.
That is really cool. Speaking of working with like really talented people, it's like crazy that you're here. With just like me.
You're like, I'm actually a local celebrity.
Yeah, it's like really crazy. Okay, so we've gotten the first bands around. They look very different.
And that's okay.
From each other, and that's really fine. We're gonna go in with a darker color now. See, you know a lot about food and like cake. And
You're
I know
like,
a lot
shut
about
the fuck up,
I know a lot about
Emerson.
editing.
Yeah. I
don't know anything about editing. Let me just say that. I am very novice. I'm really excited. Like I actually kind of think that this might turn out cute for me.
I think it will be cute.
Yeah, for like what I do, like this might be pretty fucking cute.
You're like, and that's your opinion.
That's my opinion. You know what's funny is I chose this tip because I thought it was gonna give me smaller amounts, and it's giving me the same size. Yours looks like a beautiful like Valentine's Day candy, and mine looks like a quinceañera dress. Like,
those Barbie cakes that you would
where you shove the Barbie in the top,
and they just like pipe the dress.
They pipe the dress. Yeah, that's literally what I'm giving right now with this. Wow. Okay. I think I'm ready for final decorations.
Yeah, let's do that. So in the original, the inspiration photo, like I said, the cherries are like candied or they're fake. So we just got some maraschino cherries, and I'm gonna spray mine with some luster dust, which is edible glitter.
Oh, that's so cool.
And we don't need to do both sides.
Wow, those look so pretty. So we're just gonna go ahead and start adding the final decorations to our cakes, our finished products, and then we're gonna go ahead and reveal them, and it's gonna be fabulous. Okay. It's so cutesy wootsy. Cutesy wootsy pootsy.
Who was that just now?
So the cakes are finished. We're gonna go ahead and show you guys what they look like. I don't know if you guys can guess which one's which. I don't know. They, like, who did what?
I was
you
getting
know?
pretty confused while decorating it. I was
Yeah.
like, wait,
Is that
one
mine?
mine?
Is that... Like, what is happening?
We're like in a sitcom.
It was... Honestly, I'm pretty happy with the way that mine turned out. I think it's definitely like really aggressive and like very rustique and very like, you know, quinceañera vibes. But it's not like, I don't think it's super bad. Like, I think it's pretty cute. Yours is stunning.
You like it?
Oh my God, like literally stunning. Thank you guys for joining me today. It's been so fun decorating cakes with you. This is not something that I'm comfortable doing, but I really wanted to step outside of my comfort zone, give you something fun and funky and fresh. Thank you to my special guest, literally, like, for making this happen. This is incredible. Like,
Of course.
I'm so thankful for you and your time and your talents.
Of course, I'm very happy to be here, and it was also an honor to be on your channel, and I look forward to doing something like this again.
Yeah, 100%. No, definitely. Where can people find you?
Instagram, so it's Pastry.Boy with 2 Y's.
Amazing. And you do not accept orders through DM.
I do
The
not.
email link is also there with a full description of your menu flavors, your offerings. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on the channel. I'm so glad that I could make this insanely aggressive cake with you here. Go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We will be announcing the winner shortly. So whoever wins this cake, congraturitos.
Congraturitos.
You won it. It's stunning. It's amazing. Thanks, guys. We put new videos on the channel every Wednesday. Sometimes.
Sometimes. Like and subscribe.
No,
we
ma'am.
throw it at the camera.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah.
We should do those cheesy ones where we're like, and then I'll put in the, I'll like make the video like, worst cake ever. Watch
We need
now.
to-